Good mid-morning, CNG 132 online class. Let's see. Let's start off with updates. As you see, I graded everything earlier this morning. Um, as this week progresses, let's change. Let's do a change up this week, and let's talk about some other security issues that are coming into play. Since this is week 12, there's no discussions posted yet, so we'll modify this week's discussion slightly with things I've been getting. So let's see. Let's start off with the first one. So I received this email. Let's see, October 29th. It was on a Sunday, and when I saw it, I was like, this looks kind of suspicious. Who is Eileen Cooker? I hovered over her name, and she's a dot front range or at frontrange.edu. It looks somewhat legit. As I clicked on the gateway, it then took me to this, which myself I know that we're not using. First thing I looked at, Outlook web app, and then I saw it was 2010 Microsoft Corporation. I thought that was pretty fishy, so I just kind of closed it. Didn't go any farther with this, and kind of left it at that. Let's see, I think it was this. No, let me go back to that. And I was like, okay. So myself able to identify this very quickly as being phishing or malevolent in nature, um, simply because I know we're using Office 0365, which stands for Office 365. Shortly after that, I was given this email address from this email address from Miss Peppers, and let's see, it reads. It points out there's been a recent number of phishing campaigns against the campus. Um, Sample phishing scam from last name, first name. Once again, it looked like Ellen was from frontrange.edu. You know, it does say your password expires in 2 hours, which I know the front range on campus it usually takes 60 days that I have to enter a new password every time. She goes on to explain that CCCS, which hosts our email server, never ask for information, um, never do reply to or click on links from a message. If you think the message may be legitimate, go directly to the company's website. Um, so once again, it points out how to spot um, false false emails. Then let's see. I also got this message after that, or was it before that? High priority. Please do not click on email links asking for credentials. We've had several more instances over the weekend where folks click on bogus emails that ask them for their credentials. Once you do that, your credentials are then used to send hundreds of thousands of spam emails to other sites, blacklist FRCC emails because of the spam, and we lose our ability to receive or get emails from vendors. So this is in response to phishing attempts in general, coming from President Andy. So this week, if you can shift the discussions to maybe relevant threats. We did Equifax. We kind of covered that. I think it's still playing out, but not quickly enough. Or I shouldn't say it's good. It's not playing out quickly enough because then it'd just be brushed underneath the rug. It's good that it's playing out nice and slow so people can examine this thoroughly. This week, you know, why don't we do posts that if we've seen recent um, scams or attacks, or maybe if you have had what am I looking for? If you had um, experience in an attack, so if any attack happened to you, you experienced an attack, or you're currently experiencing an attack, let's shift the discussion for this week about you know, basically phishing attacks, maybe how we can avoid them. I know that within my Outlook right there, I don't want to open it because I have a whole bunch of emails. Um, but within my Outlook, I know I had training just after this that had to address um, security. And one of the flaws that I felt was in the training was it seemed to be too advanced for the users that are probably clicking on this, the links and entering their credentials within that phishing scam. And, I just felt that the training would have been good, but I'll see if I can't give you guys see if I can't dig that back up and get access back into that training. But it started to use acronyms like FTP servers, um, which I felt is more more knowledge than the common user even has. Or if it was just like I don't want to just be like stereotyping everybody into one group, but if a person in the office is just using a word processor and sending emails, do they have the knowledge to avoid scams? Um, which I felt like that training was over the top, and not helping people to identify what could be a spam and what is a spam, without using three-letter acronyms. So once again, with this week, let's shift those discussions over to spam, phishing attempts, spam attacks. If you've been a part of, I shouldn't say if you've been a part of, hopefully nobody was a part of them. If you were a victim of a spam phishing attack, um, if you've seen one in action but you failed to click on it, if you want to provide a snip or a clip, maybe you can help others in the class know what they're being aware of. That'd be great too. I know another student sent me a link on a new zombie botnet. Maybe if you're a victim of that, that'd be interesting to know about too. I'll also post a link in the news. Make sure you look at the planning for the end of the semester video since that is pretty relevant. We have 2 weeks to go, and then we have Thanksgiving break. So we have this week and next week. We have Thanksgiving break the 20th through the 24th. I did not assign you guys any homework. Please just review the SYO 401 or 501. I know I received a few emails about which test to sign up for. The 501, the information I was given at the beginning of the semester was the 501 was going to be released during the fourth quarter. I wasn't given a specific date, but if it is available, please choose the 501 so you have the most current certification to be practicing on. And once again, if you have any emails, feel free to email me. Let's get this week kicked off to a nice start. If you have any questions, please send me an email. And remember, this week's discussion posts are changed.